Have you ever needed one link, one file, one checkout page, one Canva design, or one automation detail, and suddenly you're searching through Google Drive, Airtable, old emails, Canva, your checkout tool, your website, and 3 random notes apps? That's not just annoying, that is backend cost. A messy backend in your business does not always look like a big, obvious disaster. Sometimes it looks like losing 10 minutes every time you need a link. Sometimes it looks like rebuilding a graphic you already made but just can't find. Sometimes it looks like delaying a launch because you cannot find the right version of the product file. Maybe it looks like answering the same question again because there's no single source of truth. So in this video, I want to talk about the hidden cost of a messy backend for your business and where to start cleaning if your business feels heavier to run than it should. Hi, I'm Liz Stapleton, a systems-focused online business owner, and I help creators build with clarity and scale without chaos through what I like to call the creator operating system. Now, a messy business backend is one of those things that quietly affects almost every part of your operating system. Content offers, customer experience, email, affiliate workflows, launches, and your ability to make decisions without digging through everything first. Now, first, I want to say this clearly. Having a messy backend for your business is not a personal organization failure. It's usually what happens when a business grows in layers. You add a tool, you create a product, you run a webinar, you test a funnel, you make graphics, you change your opt-in, you're testing things, you move platforms, you hire help, you rename something, right? Each layer makes sense at the time, but if the back end of things does not get updated as the business changes, simple tasks start taking more effort than they should, and that's the hidden cost. So a messy back end in your business costs you time, attention, trust, and sometimes revenue. The issue is not whether your folders look beautiful. The issue is whether the business is easy to operate. If every task starts with searching, checking, confirming, or rebuilding, that means the back end of your business is creating drag. And this is one of my favorite ways to say this, right? Back end clutter can turn a simple task into repeated decisions where you're constantly asking yourself, where's the current version? Is the link still right? Which checkout page is active? What default template did I use last time? Did I already write this email? Where did the file go? What happens after someone buys? Those repeated decisions add up. And the most obvious cost is lost time. You spend time looking for files, links, templates, product assets, passwords, old copies, screenshots, graphics, and instructions. But the most expensive version is when you rebuild something that already exists. Maybe you're recreating a sales email because you cannot find the last version, or you remake a Canva graphic because you can't remember where the original is. Maybe you rebuild a product delivery page because the old one is buried in a platform you no longer use. One or two of these moments may not feel like much, but across a year, that is a lot of energy spent refinding and recreating instead of moving forward. Now, the second cost to a messy backend for your business is slower execution. A messy backend slows down launches, content creation, customer support, affiliate promotions, collaborations, and following up. You might know exactly what you want to do, but the mess you have in the back end of things makes it harder than it should be. For example, maybe you decide to have your affiliates promote a product. But now you need to make sure you have the checkout link working, the product description to provide the affiliates, the current price, the promo graphics, the email swipe copy, the delivery details, the refund policy, a link for affiliates, and the list of who should be excluded from the promo, right? If all of that is scattered, the promotion takes way longer before you even start writing the email. And that is execution drag. The third cost is trust. This one matters because having a messy backend can leak into customer or audience experience. Maybe someone gets an outdated link. Maybe a product delivery email sends the wrong file. Maybe a collaborator waits because you cannot find the asset they need. Maybe an affiliate shares an old page, or a customer asks a question and the answer is just buried somewhere. Most of these are fixable, but they can create little trust dents. And if you're running a lean creator business, you do not want customer experience depending on your ability to remember where everything is. The fourth cost is decision fatigue, and I think it's the one that's easiest to underestimate. When the back end of your business is unclear, every task asks you to make extra decisions. Where should this go? What should I name it? Which version is current? Should I update this old page? Is the automation still active? Do I trust this spreadsheet? A cleaner backend reduces repeated decisions. It gives you a source of truth so your brain does not have to hold everything. So let's look at an example. Say you want to run a simple promotion for a digital product. Let's say I'm going to do a live workshop. If I had a messy backend, I've got to go find, what was the slide deck I used for that last workshop? Is it in Google Drive? Is it in Canva? Did I do it in Google Slides for some reason? It could be, who knows, right? I mean, I know, but basically you're looking for where that file is and you're not sure if it's even the final version you used. Then you've got to go set up the link in ThriveCart for the, product that's being pitched in the workshop. But you also have an old sales page in WordPress, right? The promo graphics are in Canva, but there's 3 designs with similar names. The email copy you want to use for your audience is in a Google Doc from the last launch, but who knows in what folder? Or the pricing has changed, so it's not up to date. And the affiliate details are somewhere else. The refund policy is on your website, but you're not sure if the product has a special exception or if you want to offer an exception. What does that mean? Where do I have to add it? And now the promotion is not just, okay, I need to send an email to let my people know I'm going to run this workshop. It becomes a scavenger hunt. Compare that to a cleaner setup where you open a source of truth, or maybe you have a couple. So I like to run my business in Airtable. So I just have to go to a couple different Airtable bases and each serves a different purpose and I can find everything I need quickly. I can find the current product name, the checkout link, the sales page, the delivery file, the promo graphics file, the swipe copy for myself, the swipe copy for my affiliates, the affiliate links, the price, any refund notes, and customer support details and status. It makes it way easier because you can run the promotion without reassembling the product from memory. And that's the difference. A clean backend does not do the whole launch for you, but it removes the unnecessary searching and redeciding. If your backend of your business feels messy, do not start by trying to clean up everything. Start with the assets that create the most repeated friction. So first up, links and URLs, current sales pages, checkout pages, opt-in pages, thank you pages, delivery pages, affiliate links, calendar links, and key forms. Second, product files and delivery assets. What is the current version? Where does it live? What does the customer receive? Third, current offers and checkout pages. Make sure you know what's active, what's retired, and what needs updating. Fourth, templates and brand assets. Email templates, Canva templates, swipe copy, graphics, screenshots, bios, headshots, logos, whatever. Fifth, automations and email sequences. Know what is active, what each automation does, and what tags or triggers it depends on. And then finally, your source of truth. So for me, that's Airtable. Maybe you use another tool. I like to use Airtable as my source of truth for all my database and all my work, whereas ClickUp is my task management, but maybe you use ClickUp. Maybe it's a spreadsheet, maybe it's a dashboard. The important part is that there is one place you trust, which means you know you can find things there and you know where to put things once you've created them. Now, I want to go over just a couple of mistakes I would try to avoid if you're trying to clean things up. And the first is trying to do it all at once. I already said this. Because it usually turns into a giant project that never actually gets finished. The second is trying to redesign the whole system before stabilizing your key assets. You do not need a perfect dashboard before you know where your active links and files are. Third is organizing by tool instead of workflow. If you only think this is in Google Drive or this is in Canva, you may still not know how it connects to the offer, content, customer journey, or promotion. The fourth is cleaning without naming conventions. If you do not decide how things will be named going forward, that makes the mess usually come back. So if you want to actually once and for all get it cleaned up and keep it that way, you need to be using naming conventions. Now, inside the Creator operating system, a clean backend is not about perfection. It's about reducing friction. It is about making the business easier to operate, easier to hand off, easier to promote, easier to support, and easier to review. You do not need to clean every corner of the business before you can move forward, but you do want to find the places where the backend clutter is costing you the most time, trust, energy, or revenue. If you want a simple place to start, grab my free 10-minute Time Waster Audit in the description below. It'll help you spot where your systems are leaking time, especially in those places where simple tasks have started taking way more effort than they should. Because a messy backend does not just look messy, it makes the business harder to run. And once you can see the hidden cost, you can start cleaning the parts that will actually give you time and clarity back.